Welcome to the Success Speaks Toastmasters Club new member orientation. Congratulations on deciding to embark on your new Toastmasters journey. The purpose of this video is to act as a guide to help you getting started in Toastmasters. We want to make this transition process as smooth and easy as possible. I recommend watching this video in one setting if you can. On the YouTube channel, in the description, you'll be able to find all of the links that'll link you all throughout the rest of the video. First, we'll go ahead and discuss the speech protocol that we have in Success Speaks Toastmasters Club. Second, we'll go ahead and dive into how to confirm your meeting roles using EasySpeak. Third, we'll identify how to work through projects within your path. And then fourth, we'll go ahead and discuss the benefits of having a mentor in the club, as well as where to find Toastmasters resources to help you along your way. Let us begin with discussing our speech content protocol that we have as club members of Success Speaks Toastmasters Club. Our goal and mission as a club is to maintain a positive and supportive environment where each member has the opportunity to improve in the communication and leadership skills. To achieve that mission, members in Success Speaks Toastmasters Club do not present speech topics that denigrate any religion, race, gender, or political party. Nor will speeches by members be directed at any particular member or societal group in a negative way. By doing such, we ensure that each member is in an environment where they can grow and learn, and they don't leave the club feeling like they have been insulted in any way from any speech conduct. That would be our main mission in terms of topics. Topics can range from a wide range of areas, such as your hobbies, your interest. You can talk about many different things. It's just keeping your ideas to a point where your audience can easily digest what you are communicating. If the unlikely event occurs where you are insulted by any particular speech you hear within the club, please go ahead and contact your club officer either via email or with the phone call and let them know your concerns or how the speech made you feel. The club executive committee will get together and identify how they can go about best handling that situation to make sure that you're protected as a club member. For signing up for meeting roles, we use EasySpeak. EasySpeak is found on easy-speak.org. Over on the left-hand side, you'll be able to go ahead and enter in your username and password. That information is given to you once you first become a new member. If you want to change that information, you can simply do so when you log in for the very first time. Down the road, if you ever forget your password, no worries. You can go ahead and click I forgot password, and there'll be a link sent via email for you to go ahead and reset your password. I'm going to go ahead and get logged in right now. Upon logged in, you'll be able to go over on the left and click on our club, Success Speaks. It'll take you to the most recent meeting that we have, upcoming meeting. If you want to go ahead of meeting, you can click on next. If you want to go to the previous meeting, you can click on previous. Here we can just go over confirming your attendance and confirming your meeting roles. To confirm your meeting attendance, you can click on Y, yes, that you're going to be at the meeting, or N, no, if you're not going to be at the meeting, or question mark if you're not sure. Over for the meeting roles, these are all filled out at the end of each meeting. So we'll set the agenda for the following meeting at the end of each meeting that we have. Then you'll be able to go in here and confirm that you are still able to fulfill that role. This is very useful for the Toastmaster to know what roles need to be refilled so that we can have a full meeting. You'll click on the thumbs up if you accept and thumbs down if you reject the meeting role. You can put all your speech information as well. So we'll go ahead and click on the little pencil icon there that you see. Here you'll be able to put in your title, your speech introduction. You'll be able to enter in your workbook. First, go ahead and search for your workbook here by going through the drop-down menu. And then you go ahead and select your workbook. And then your speech project. Sometimes a shortcut way to navigate this is you can go ahead and just click on the first initial of the path and it'll take you directly to that path. For example, you could type in I, it'll take you directly over to Innovative Planning. If there's a meeting in advance that you wanted to give a speech at, there's a button for requesting a speech. You can click on request a speech, select your preferred dates, and then fill in the same information, the speech title, and the project that you're going to be doing. You can fill in that, the same process that you would do for entering your speech information. But all in all, that's how you would go ahead and confirm your attendance, confirm your meeting roles, and request a speech. If you would like to view your progress for your speaking or set goals, you can click on My Speech Progress under My Participation, and then you go ahead and view all the speeches that you have given throughout your time in Toastmasters. And you can also set goals over here. You click on add a goal and it'll let you know if you failed the goal, or if you're at risk of failing the goal, or if you're right on track to achieving the goal. It'll let you know how many speeches you need to do between the meeting. It's a very useful tool as you're developing an action plan to achieve your goal. So I highly recommend using this tool. So that would be how you can request your speech and request all your meeting roles and look to set goals for your communication. Now that you have some insight on the process of signing up for meeting roles, let's go ahead and take a look at what those meeting roles look like. For any detailed explanation on all of the meeting roles, a document I highly recommend viewing will be the document called A Toastmaster Wears Many Hats. You can go ahead and go to Google and type that in, A Toastmaster Wears Many Hats. It'll be the very first option that pops up. You'll be able to open up the PDF document. It's going to outline what to do before the meeting, during the meeting, as well as after the meeting for each particular role. It's a very useful document that you can save onto your computer and reference whenever needed. Let us begin with discussing the role of invocation timer. As the invocation timer, at the beginning of the meeting, it will give a short invocation to the club. This is just a short inspirational story that will help to get the meeting started on the right foot. You also explain all of the times that you'll be timing throughout the meeting. We'll go ahead and listen here to Deborah as she discusses the importance of timing.
But we also are learning skills, not just speaking, because I know being a church-going girl doesn't mean longer doesn't necessarily mean better. It doesn't mean you're captivating your audience. So we have these nice paddles to help everyone to know when to start wrapping up their speeches to keep us on track and keep it interesting. For our evaluations tonight, we like them to run about between 2 and 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, you'll see the green paddle. At 2.5 minutes, the other paddle, and at 3 minutes, the red paddle. And for our table topics, they go between, I believe, 1 and 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, you'll see the green paddle, 1.5 yellow, and 2 red paddle.
As you can see, we use the green, yellow, and red paddles as signals for each speaker to know where they are in their speech in terms of time. The time allotted per speech depends upon the project. There may be a 5 to 7 minute speech, whereas the green will be at 5 minutes, yellow will be at 6 minutes, and red will be at 7 minutes. Rest assured, all the times for all the speeches, table topics, and evaluations, as far as the green, yellow, and red, is all going to be indicated on your agenda for the meeting. The goal for each speech is to either arrive 30 seconds before your minimum time or to not exceed 30 seconds after your maximum time. For example, for a 5 to 7 minute speech, you want to get at least 4 minutes and 30 seconds and not go any far past 7 minutes and 30 seconds. For table topics, the target is to reach at least 1 minute and to not exceed 2 minutes and 30 seconds. For evaluations, the target is to reach at least 1 minute and 30 seconds for the 2 to 3 minute evaluation and to not exceed 3 minutes and 30 seconds for your evaluation. At the end of the meeting, you'll be able to give a timer's report on all the times recorded throughout the meeting. And that will be your role as Invocation timer. Now let's go ahead and take a look at being the Toastmaster for the meeting. For that, let's hear from Mary.
I will be leading the first portion of the meeting, which is delivering of speeches, table topics, and then the second half of the meeting, I'll be passing it off to our general evaluator, who will help lead the evaluation portion of the meeting. We do have some other folks who are going to be performing other roles, and at this time I would like to call up Deborah, who is our timer and will give us an invocation. Deborah.
As you can see, as Toastmaster, you will transition the power of the lectern, shaking the hand of the next person that will speak at the lectern each time, as you approach the lectern and as you walk away. There are other transitional moments that you'll have as the Toastmaster, where you're just filling in the gaps of time, maybe with a story or a comment after a speech or after a table topic session, just to fill the gaps. Oftentimes, if the theme of the meeting, where as Toastmaster you have the right to identify a theme for the meeting, you can kind of incorporate information throughout the meeting. As you can see, Mary as Toastmaster is introducing the table topic master. She'll introduce the general evaluator towards the end of the meeting, where the general evaluator will take the lead for the evaluation portion of the meeting. As the general evaluator, you would lead off the evaluation portion of the meeting and introducing each evaluator as they come up and give their speech evaluation. You would keep track and take notes throughout the meeting on some things that the club did well and some things that they can improve upon, and then give a report towards the end of the meeting on ways that we can improve future meetings. Let's go ahead and give a sample from Roxanne's report as general evaluator.
We had a very enjoyable meeting. We had such wonderful speech topics. I thought they were perfect. The evaluations, I think, were very honest. I love the fact that we were able to talk about our accomplishments.
We will conclude discussing the role of general evaluator. Now moving on to the role as grammarian. As a grammarian, you have the opportunity to choose the word of the day. The word of the day is the word that all club members are going to seek to incorporate throughout their communication. That being their speeches, table topics, and speech evaluations, and any other moment spoken throughout the meeting. This is to take outside information and incorporate it into your current communication and to improve vocabulary. As the grammarian, you'll also keep track of all the filler words that each member used throughout the meeting. This helps all club members be more aware of the filler words that they use so that they can have more professional communication. As a grammarian, you can also keep track of any creative language used throughout the meeting as well. At the end of the meeting, you'll have the opportunity to present your grammarian report in front of the club. The grammarian role is a fantastic way to improve in your listening skills. That concludes the discussion of the role of grammarian. Speech evaluations are also a highly important component of our Toastmasters meetings. It's where all the speakers get their effective feedback, where they'll be able to improve in their following speeches. As speech evaluators, we want to ensure that we're pointing out the speaker's positives, the things that they're doing well, and identifying some things that they can improve upon.
One thing that you need to work on is the end just stops abruptly. Just nice to have 2 or 3 sentences to wrap it up.
One key component to think about when giving your speech evaluations is for the speaker to feel motivated to move forward in giving their next speech.
I thought it was excellent. I was entertained. I could see how you applied it to your life. It's very good. And I just want to say, peroration, that you're a good example for the rest of us to follow in learning techniques of how to give good presentations. Thank you.
I would highly recommend reviewing the tutorial on speech evaluations that you'll find within the Evaluation tab in Pathways. Moving on to the role of Table Topic Master. Let's listen to Douglas as he explains how Table Topics works.
You have an opportunity to practice your speaking skills. It's more extemporaneous. You don't know what's coming your way, so you're just going to have to get up and do your best. And the timing will be, I think we went over the paddles. 1 minute is your goal, and that will be the green paddle. Minute 30 seconds will be the yellow paddle, and then 2 minutes is the limit. So wrap it up if you see the red paddle.
As Table Topic Master, you have the freedom to choose whichever theme of table topics that you like to choose. Sometimes you may work with a Toastmaster if the Toastmaster has a specific theme for the meeting. You might work with a Toastmaster whereas the table topics will match the theme for the meeting. That's completely optional, and it's up to you and what you would decide as your role of Table Topic Master. There are numerous different ideas that you can choose for table topics. Sometimes you would start with a beginning of a story and it'll go around the room where each table topic speaker will speak about 1 to 2 minutes, picking up on where that story left off. There are hundreds of different ways you can do table topics. You can search online for those different options and find the option that you like the best. And that will conclude our discussion of the role of Table Topic Master. A role that is very unique to our club is the role of Snack Master. Snack Master varies from meeting to meeting. Sometimes there's almost a mini potluck that we have in our club meetings with warm food and drinks and snacks. Snack Master is a great bonus for our club meetings where we get to have a break, we get to have a snack and socialize during our break times. We will now move to dive into a brief overview of how to navigate through your educational materials. All of our educational materials will be found on toastmasters.org. Upon logging in, you'll click on the login button. You either click forgot your password if it's your first time, or you go ahead and put in your login information. Your educational materials will be found under the Pathways tab. Click on Pathways, and then you can go ahead and go to Basecamp. If it's your first time logging into Pathways, you can click on Take the Assessment, and it'll take you to the page where you can take the online assessment and choose your first path. You go ahead and go to Basecamp here. One thing to keep in mind is you can only interact with members on Basecamp or within Pathways who are logged in as the same home club as yourself. Home clubs is simply the club that you're logged in as under Basecamp. Here it says Success Speaks is my home club, so I can interact with all the members who are logged in as the home club of Success Speaks. Go ahead and log in here. At any time, if you simply needed to change your home club, that can simply be done by going down here and clicking this button. It'll take you directly to the start page. It'll be as simple as that. You just need to be on the home page, which no matter what page you are within Pathways, you can click this logo. It'll take you to this home page right here. All of your educational materials is going to be in your educational transcript, which will be found through this tab here, as well as down here will be the shortcut where you can access your path. And all of your materials will be on your educational transcript. So you click on your educational transcript and then go ahead and open up your path. And then you can go ahead and work through your projects. All the projects are done in order, or most of them are. So you go from what level to level, advancing all the way up through level 5. Meaning that you have to pass level 1 in order to reach level 2. Same on forward. For the icebreaker, when you're first starting off, once that's completed, which is completed by completing your before and after your speech assessment, it'll then unlock projects 2 and 3 for evaluation feedback and researching and presenting. Those would be grayed out when you first start. And those can be done in any order that you would like. For any project within a level that is not grayed out, it can be done in any order that you wish. And to navigate through these projects, you will click on the launch. A great tip is to expand your window out so that you can see all the navigation controls when the window opens. And then when it opens, you'll find a drop-down menu that will have shortcuts throughout, or to get to all of the different sections. As you can click on this drop-down and go directly to your evaluation page, which will have all your project resources. If you wanted to download your checklist, you can go to your assignment. It will have your project checklist that will show you everything that's required for your project. This is a very useful tool I recommend using as you are working through and completing your projects. This helps to keep everything on page. And that would be the basics of going ahead and accessing your project materials. For speech evaluations, one thing I would highly recommend is to click on speech evaluations and go ahead and click on review the how to evaluate tutorial. That's a very useful tool. It's learning the basics of becoming a speech evaluator. If you wanted to be able to access your evaluation form and have your evaluator fill it out electronically, you can do that by clicking on the speech evaluations, and it'll have all the evaluations here. And I'll recommend doing a Control F, or I believe it's a Command F probably on the Mac, and you'll be able to scroll through and find the project by just Controlling F and typing in the project name that you're looking for. There are also various tutorials that you can explore through if you have some time to explore. You can send feedback to other members throughout your club by go ahead and searching for them. You can just type in their name and you'll be able to pull up their profile, click on the feedback, and go ahead and enter in feedback for the member. You can also leave a badge for the member as well. For additional support, what's highly recommended is to consider getting a mentor. A mentor can be ideal to help you along your path, brainstorming ideas for your speeches. A mentor can help you outline a game plan towards the achievement of your goals. Mentorship can take place anywhere. It can take place at a coffee shop, somebody's house. It can take place virtually on a service like Google Hangouts. There are multiple different ways that you can receive mentorship and use it as a tool and a resource to help you along your path. Additional resources can be found on Toastmasters.org. You can go under Resources, the Resource tab. You'll find public speaking tips, some logos, images, and templates. There's a resource library that you can explore through. Here you'll also find a Toastmaster wears many hats. You can search by category or the file type. Those will all be great resources there. Another great resource is called the Navigator. The Navigator is found on the Pathways start page. You can click on Pathways and then go straight to Basecamp. Over on the right hand side is where you find the Navigator. You can click on the drop down and select the language that you want to use, and then you can click Launch the Navigator. The Navigator is a great resource to get a great overview on how Toastmasters works. You'll find all various components within a Toastmasters meeting will be briefly described within this document. It'll give you some background information on Toastmasters. You can click the arrows to navigate from page to page. You can click on the links within each page and it'll give you some more information. It'll have information on prepared speeches, evaluations, and table topics. There's information on the club meeting roles. Here you'll find a club meeting setting where you can click on all the people within the meeting and it'll give you a brief overview of each particular role. It does the same thing with the club officer roles where you can click on all the people in the club executive meeting and you get a brief overview of those officer positions. A Toastmasters wears many hats is linked. There's also another link where you can get an overview on meeting roles as well. Find some tips on how to overcome nervousness. The Navigator is a great resource to look back on to get a great overview on all various components of a Toastmasters club. Our district is District 32. You'll find our District 32 website here that you'll be able to discover any events coming up. You'll be able to access the district calendar right over here, and you can view all the upcoming events within the district. You will find a wealth of resources on the EasySpeak website. This is successspeaks.easy-speak.org. On this home page of the EasySpeak website, you'll notice that there's a timer here. What this timer is, it indicates how long you have to confirm your meeting roles and attendance, as well as enter in your speech title, speech project, and speech introduction. Down below here, there is a video on how to identify your username for EasySpeak, as well as how to reset your password. That would be this video right there, and you don't need to be logged in to view this particular video or to view this entire home page. Now, to find all of the resources, I would recommend going over to these top bar here. Here you'll find several different tabs. You see the home tab, the Toastmaster of the Award leaderboard, info and updates. You'll find there's a meeting tab, my participation, my communication, this club, go to, help, and options. And then your profile will be here where you can edit your username and reset your password. Now for all of the downloads, you can hover over the home tab, then come on down to the member downloads, and you'll find several different categories of resources. Here is a video on giving speech evaluations. Then you'll find several different documents related to speech evaluations. There'll be documents on all of the meeting roles. Here you'll find the Toastmaster wears meeting hats, some videos on pathways, and some tips on writing your speech. Going back up to the home tab, you can hover down to training videos, and here you're going to find several videos. Many of them were found under the member downloads page, and you'll find a few more videos that weren't on the member downloads. You'll find some more pathways videos right here over on the right hand side. Back up to the home tab, you can hover on down. All the speech evaluations for all the projects within Pathways can be found here. It's all categorized alphabetically. You can just go down the list and even do a Control F for the project that you are looking for, and it'll go ahead and search it for you. And you can just click on it, it will open it up, and you can simply print it just from this page. You can also download it as well and save it onto your computer if you would like to. For the tab here, this is the Toastmaster of the Award leaderboard. This will be where you'll learn about what the leaderboard is, how to earn points. This is where you'll learn about all of the information related to the Toastmaster of the Year award. Those are the basics on where to go to find resources to use to help you along your Toastmaster journey. And you can also hover over here and explore some of these various different tabs and just get familiar with the system. I would also recommend going to youtube.com. On YouTube, you will be able to go to D32 Toastmasters, and it'll take you to our District 32 YouTube channel. Here you'll also find some videos that will post from time to time. There's some on uploading speech evaluations, which is completely optional. If you want to upload your speech evaluation forms onto your Basecamp profile, there'll be a couple videos here that will walk through the process of downloading your evaluation forms and getting them uploaded on your profile. In closing, we discussed the speech content protocol that we have as members of Success Speaks Toastmasters Club. We also got into how to sign up for meeting roles using EasySpeak, got a brief overview on what those meeting roles are, and we also went into an overview on working through your path on Basecamp. Feel free to refer back to this video as often as needed. You can find more information by contacting a club officer or the mentor that you have in the club. I would like to welcome you to Success Speaks Toastmasters Club. Welcome to our Toastmasters family. Have a great rest of your day.
Favorite breakfast cereal? Rice Krispies.